Quadruple header, we head to the American. Charlie Strong and the Bulls coming off their first loss of the year against a good Houston team and still 7-1, 5-1 in the conference. Home for Tulane. We'll preview it in 30 seconds. We're back. All right, USF and Tulane next on CBS Sports Network. Your guy Charlie Strong looking to bounce back following their first loss. 3-1 in the conference, 7-1 overall. What do you think?
Opportunity for Charlie Strong and the South Florida Bulls to get themselves back on track. I think they do it. I like the way they're discovering their weapons in their offense. Jordan Cronkite, Blake Barnett starting to sling it better. Bulls get back on track.
I'd be careful with Tulane. I know their record doesn't show it, but they've been involved in a lot of close losses. So they're definitely not a team to mess around with. If you sleepwalk with Tulane, they're going to end up beating you.
Coming off a win at Tulsa last week, their first road win of the season. Overall, they're 3-5, 2-2 in the American. So Tulane taking on USF. Dave Ryan, Corey Chavis have the call. It's the first of 2 straight American games on CBS Sports Network before we close out the night in the Mountain West. These guys have the call. We'll see you back here at halftime.
Here come the USF Bulls into Raymond James Stadium. College football on CBS Sports Network is presented by the Home Depot. The start of November means big things for both Tulane and USF. Today here in Tampa, it's an American Conference matchup with major implications. Checking the latest standings, UCF ran its win streak to 21 straight with a win Thursday over Temple. The Knights number 12 in the first college football playoff bowl. In the West, Houston has separated itself behind the electrifying play of quarterback De'Aaron King. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Tampa. It's great to have you with us. This is Dave Ryan. USF is still playing for a championship. If the Bulls win out, that means beating UCF in the regular season finale, winning the American Conference Championship game. They could play in a New Year's Six Bowl this year. Tulane wants to make a bowl game for the first time in 5 years. A big step in that direction with a win last week, a fourth-quarter rally at Tulsa. Joined, as usual, by Corey Chavis, former NFL star, defensive back. Now, if the Bulls are going to go on a run like that, Chave, the run game is going to be key.
Oh, you got that right. And our CDWI vision kind of spotlights what these Bulls are capable of, Dave, on the ground. And one of the things that you have to like about Jordan Cronkite is his ability to be patient. Right here, you've got to allow this block to develop and allow the linebacker to get up to allow the offensive lineman to get up to the linebacker. He does that. He shows that type of patience, and it's allowed him to get into the open field. Now, for Johnny Ford, he's small, diminutive. He's kind of like a Mustang. He can get from 0 to 60 miles an hour in a hurry, and when he does, he can swerve and get away from contact.
He can really move. Fun to watch. Justin McMillan, second career start for Tulane. Shave here today. Last one went really well. The LSU transfer beat Tulsa.
He did, and I think it really came down more, Dave, to leadership. I don't necessarily think he had his best game. He would probably concur in terms of actually passing the ball. He made critical third down conversions throughout that contest and won the game ultimately with his legs.
Willie Fritz, head coach for Tulane, third year, recently got a contract extension. He told us this week, well, his Green Wave's got to learn how to finish games, and they did last week against the Golden Hurricane. Charlie Strong, second year since taking over for Willie Taggart here in Tampa. He said his team had a great week of practice coming off the road loss at Houston. Last week was tough. Catch up all day against the Cougars and De'Aaron King. They can't afford to fall behind today. USF winning the toss, electing to defer. Jake Stone will kick off here for the Bulls. Amari Jones, featured return man for Tulane. Has some room. Knocked out of bounds. Check play starting line for Tulane in this game. Second career start, as we said, for Justin McMillan. Grad transfer from LSU right 4 days before the season opener with Wake Forest. Not training camp, the season opener. He's taken over for the injured Jonathan Banks. 2 touchdown runs last week in that win at Tulsa. First down run. Corey Dauphine, Texas Tech transfer. It's a loss.
Joey Claybrook, when we talked to Coach Willie Fritz, he talked about taking advantage of his opportunity, and he did that a week ago when he got in the lineup, and I think he's carried that over through practice, and they're pretty confident in his ability to continue a positive trend.
Loss of 1 on first down. Duffy, a nice cut. Duffy, a first down and then some. Corey Duffy. Big pickup. Mazzy Wilkins knocks him out of bounds.
Well, Greg Reeves is a guy who's played defensive end, the outside linebacker position for this football team. They've moved him inside the middle linebacker. We're going to keep an eye on Reeves. That's a tough transition, Dave. It's admirable that he's been able to do it thus far.
Gain of 17, Shave. For Dauphin. Stays in the backfield. McMillan will throw for the first time, knocked down, and flag flies. In fact, 3 flags fly. Mike Hampton on coverage on Jabril Lewis. Anthony Calabrese, our referee.
Pass interference. Defense, number 7. The ball will be placed in the spot of the foul, automatic first down.
Mike Hampton had that special teams tackle on the return against Jones. Guilty party.
Well, it's a good plant and drive. He gets there a little bit early, but whenever you drive on the football like that, you got to be careful moving forward if you're McMillan, because that's an opportunity potentially for an interception if he gets there a step quicker.
Nice first down for the Green Wave. Lots of movement up front. Let's get the call. #12th season, the referee for Anthony Calabrese.
Disconcerting signals. Defense. It's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
So early penalty woes, Chave, for USF, and we spoke with Charlie Strong, Bulls head coach, about that yesterday. It's something that's bothered them all year.
Well, that goes back to 2017. They were 129th in the country a year ago with 9.3 penalties per game.
Dauphin remains the featured back. We'll see Hudson, Bradwell, maybe Jones today too. Dauphin has room again. Upended by Mazzy Wilkins in pursuit, just shy of the boundary. Another nice run for Corey Dauphin, give him 7 more.
And you see they're attacking the edges, and I feel like that's something that USF has to get better at, Dave. They've got to do a better job in forwards. And when we talk to their defensive coaches, they understand. And it's a process. They've lost a lot of linemen up front along that defensive line.
Bradwell featured back here, Chave. Got weapons in the backfield. First down. Darius Bradwell looks for room off the right tackle. Wayne Boyles Jr., will linebacker, makes the play. Principal game plan change today. Head-to-head, these teams, what do you think?
Well, you already seen it. Extension runs. Get to the perimeter and challenge this USF defense. Multiple hats to the ball on the other side for their defense. That's going to be key. USF has to stretch the field vertically to open up their run game in between the tackles and gap band. They've got to do a better job, gap to gap, of maintaining run integrity defensively.
Bradwell, the late handoff from McMillan. Stop right away. Kirk Livingstone, the defensive end, met him and sends him down hard. No gain, and third down coming up.
And that's what we're talking about, that gap integrity. Everybody has a gap. And you can see he does a really good job of getting inside of Will Wallace, who's coming around to secure the edge. You got to be able to react on the move if you're a defensive end, and Livingstone does an excellent job.
Third down. Dauphin back in. Roll left, and a throw on the move, and a drop. Baron Arcolade again complete. Hampton on coverage. Now Willie Fritz. See what he's got in mind. Kick team comes out.
Well, you got to be pretty confident in Merrick Glover, because he's been a guy that's been pretty consistent the last 2 years. Only 2 misses in the last 2 years. Now this is on the edge of his range.
Career long of 40. This from 42. 12 of 14 in his career. Merrick Glover. Way wide right, no good. And Tulane comes up empty on the initial drive of the ball game. When we return, USF on the field offensively for the first time. This one wide right. It was blocked.
Well, Kevin Bronson, number 99, you're going to see him inside. Watch how he works in between this gap and gets his hands up. And Dave, you talked about the fact that he had already blocked the kick coming into this game, and that extension for a guy that's about 6'4", 285 pounds. Look at it. And just perfect timing. It goes off the inside part of his forearm. And Bronson, who has 15.5 career tackles for loss, a guy who may have a future beyond college playing this game.
Delray Beach, Florida. Big play for Bronson. And Tulane comes up empty. Barnett in the offense on the field. Ford featured back. Barnett's going to keep. Blake Barnett hits a big pickup. Donnie Lewis finally tracks him down after a long gainer for the Alabama and Arizona State transfer. Blake Barnett gain of 39. Bulls go fast. Tyree McCants has the catch. And a pickup again for the Bulls. They're on the move. Marvin Moody shoved him out of bounds, gain of 11.
And if you're Will Harper, you got to try to find a way to get him on the ground. We know McCants is 240 pounds, but that's a tackle you're going to have to make the rest of this afternoon.
Offensive coordinator Sterling Gilbert has these Bulls going fast. It's a running of the Bulls here. High tempo. McCants in motion. Barnett keeps again. Got an outstanding year on the ground. Robert Teamer makes the tackle, along with DeAndre Williams. It's a gain of 6. He's run for 7 touchdowns this year. Injured Tulane player. Tulane already out with Tycarius Keys. He is not on the lineup today, did not make the trip. Starting corner for Willie Fritz in the Green Wave defense. Get to week 10 of the college football season. A lot of players banged up. It is a very physical game. Camp Sample, sophomore defensive end out of Snellville, Georgia. We hope he's all right.
That was a really dangerous block that time by Brad Cecil, number 74. And he kind of catches him with a little bit of a cut block from the side, and that's kind of throws him off balance, Dave.
Davon Rightshave, true freshman from Donaldsville, Louisiana. He'll fill in for the injured Cameron Sample, who's got 3 sacks this year. And speaking with Jack Curtis, defensive coordinator for Tulane, so excited about the potential for Cam Sample. Played a lot last year as a true freshman.
And Wright is a pretty good player that's replacing him. Wrapped around for a quarterback sack against SMU earlier this year. He's coming along nicely for the Wave.
2nd and 4. Play fake to Ford. Pass instead. Grab there. Darnell Solomon has his first reception of the day. It's a gain of 4. And the chains are going to move again. First down USF. Ford's first carry. And he's tracked down from behind. Will Harper, nickelback for Tulane, got there with a pursuit tackle. Gain of 3. And Dave, Ford is only 5'5".
Dave, one thing you talked about was Barnett's ability in terms of the legs and the 7 touchdowns. Well, guess what? They've all come in the red zone. So when you get inside the 20-yard line, you've got to be prepared for that. And in terms of him throwing the football, no interceptions in this part of the field. 5 touchdowns and 65%. So he's efficient in the red zone.
2nd and 7. Mesh play. Barnett, the cut, off the keep. And he lunges ahead, gets to the 4-yard line. Going to be 1st and goal here for USF. Gain of 8 for Blake Barnett. Former 5-star recruit from California. Solomon speed motion. Ford buried right away. Tremendous play. Carlos Hatcher, defensive end, true freshman from Carrollton, Texas, got there immediately, lost a 4.
He did a really good job of working around Jacob Mathis. And Mathis has got to do a better job of kicking him out. I mean, he just goes right around the block. You're responsible to cut him off with that blocking scheme. And Hatcher made that look easy.
On second and goal, Ford's got it. Johnny Ford, true freshman, allows forward and got 4 yards. Back to the original line of scrimmage for USF. Ford, the second leading rusher for the Bulls, behind Jordan Cronkwright. Well, a tremendous season, 5th in the FBS in yards per carry for Charlie Strong. So between Ford and Cronkwright, they have got weapons.
Well, it's third down now, Dave, and here's what you got to be alert for. They've got this bunch set down at the bottom of the screen. That could always potentially be a screen. They also can go to the zone read off of this look.
All right, third and goal. Here's Barnett with some time. No time. Down he goes. Marvin Moody and Robert Kennedy on the combo sack. It's a loss of 6.
And you can see the coverage down there. This is an outstanding job. Yeah, Willie Langham, he's running with Solomon. And then on the other side, their best NFL prospect, Donnie Lewis, one-on-one, taking care of Clervo. So you see the great coverage by them on the back end. A reason why they're tied for 47th in the country in red zone defense against touchdown.
Sophomore Kobe Weiss on for the field goal try. From 27, splits the uprights. And USF, 10th field goal of the year for Weiss. A 3-0 lead on the Green Wave.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. By Ram Trucks, built to serve. And by CDW, making IT solutions work for you. It's IT orchestration by CDW. CDW, people who get it.
This season marks 20 years since Tulane's perfect season back in 1998. Sean King led the way to the Green Wave under Tommy Bowden, a 12-0 record. And Liberty Bowl champs, they beat BYU in Memphis that year. Sean King now running backs coach at USF here in Tampa. Had a great meet and greet yesterday with Coach King, reminiscing and talking about some pretty good backs he's got this year. Stone kicks off. Jones, feature return man for Tulane, and it's taken by Charles Jones, the tight end instead. And it's a fair catch. They'll come out to the 25. Tuesday night, 11 Eastern. College basketball tips off on CBS Sports Network. Jay Hoops is here. 7th ranked Nevada to prove they're at one of the nation's elite. What a run it was last year for the Wolfpack. They welcome BYU. Nice early season matchup right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. I'm pumped. Basketball's on the way.
And Nevada's ranked ahead of Duke in the preseason.
Right. It's the preseason. First down for Tulane. Rapine to carry on first down. Vincent Jackson from behind, involved in the contact and the hit for USF. So gain of 1 for Rapine. Team's second leading rusher, 8.1 yards a carry. And Willie Fritz told us this week he's really gotten some hard-earned yards for us. The running game will be so key today for the Green Wave. Top 40 nationally in rushing yards per game. On second out, McMillan will pass. Some heat. McMillan, fleet of foot, trying to get away from traffic and thrown down hard. It's a gain of 2.
I think what he has to be careful of, a couple of those escapes a week ago against Tulsa, you won't get away with against the speed of this Bulls defense. So some of the times if he doesn't make a decision, if he's going to run, it has to be a tick quicker.
Big tackle. Ronnie Hoggins Jr., team captain. 3rd and 7.
And I think they got to find Ankalad right here in the slot on these types of downs.
Patterson feature back. McMillan steps up. Ankalad spins on a short pass. It was underthrown. And can't make the catch at the 49. It's incomplete. Karen Ankalad was by himself. Might still be running.
Yeah, and this is why. You see him work, and he's a very effective route runner. And this is a poor pass. And McMillan, he had a couple of those last week, and that's got to frustrate the coaches when you have the perfect design and the ball is just off. And he's still trying to get that chemistry down with these receivers.
Ryan Wright will punt here for Tulane. Fair caught at the 30 by Johnny Ford. 42-yard punt. Ryan Wright of the Green Wave. Chick-fil-A starting lineup for USF. Blake Barnett, third school in 3 years. Former 5-star high school recruit, started a game at Alabama in 2016 before departing for Arizona State. It didn't work out in Tempe. He called Charlie Strong in May and he said, just give me a chance to compete for the starting job. I'll come to Tampa. Charlie Strong told him no one had won the job in spring ball, an open competition with equal reps. He arrived in late June. Blake Barnett won the job in fall camp. He played a total of 7 games at Alabama and Arizona State. And here he is now taking over this Bull offense for Charlie Strong. He came to rebuild himself. He's a family man, married to wife Maddie, son Brooks. Maddie, a pro surfer, a model. It's an impressive turnaround story for Blake Barnett.
He's got man coverage on this down.
On first down, mesh play keeps. Hit by Harris. Gain it 2 on a first down run. Lots of run plays early for Barnett. Second down, here's Blake Barnett. Some trouble. Evades the rush, gonna run again. Nice move and a slide. In front of Jalen Monroe. That's a gain of 5. Third down coming up. Pass rush, downfield pass coverage, effective for Tulane. Here's Ford. Didn't get there. Shy by a 4-yard gain of 2 there for Johnny Ford. The Tulane defense holds. Fourth down coming up. Charlie Strong is going to punt. Like that, Jay?
Yeah, I do. I don't think there's any reason to go for it here with a 3-point lead and your defense playing pretty well. They just got off the field on third down. Got to get to more of a rhythm on offense. And for Barnett, it's about not letting that eye level drop and get back to pass.
Whistles and flags before Trent Schneider, the 28-year-old Australian, can punt to Amari Jones. Let's check out the call.
False start. Offense. Number 59.
5
5-yard
yards
penalty
back for the Bulls.
Well, there you go. I mean, I thought you brought up an interesting point when we talked with Charlie Strong about these penalties. And, I mean, we're going back and talking about last season. That type of penalty, I mean, you look at it, so it's not a big deal. Maybe you discard it, but it could affect field position.
74 penalty yards a game for the Bulls. That's a lot. Schneider, rugby-style kick to Jones. Amari Jones from his 24. Quick freshman with a flag down back to the 32-yard line. Nice return to about the 40. Let's check out this marker. 16-yard return if it stands.
Illegal formation. Offense.
I mean, there you go again.
It's a 5-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First down. Timeout.
Charlie Strong, frustrated. Penalties a factor early today in Tampa. Join our top crew bright and early tomorrow morning, 8 Eastern, as they get you ready for another jam-packed day of the NFL. Don't miss the unmatched analysis, bold predictions from our football experts on that other pregame show right here on CBS Sports Network. Nothing USF lead on a Weiss short field goal, our only scoring so far. Tulane's first drive had a blocked field goal. Our first down. Carry there for Bradwell. To New York and up to date. Best Western, Brent Stover. 8-0 against Kentucky, Brent, since 2010. What a showdown in the SEC East going on today. Pretty big one in Baton Rouge tonight, too. Here's second down, McMillan. The handoff, Bradwell, the run, gets physical. Mike Hampton involved the stop defensively for USF alongside Vincent Davis, gain of 12.
Well, watch them pull these guards around. They're going to pull around. And so when they come around, they do a really good job of opening it up inside.
Bradwell stays busy. Hoggins the stop this time. He told you the run game, Jave, effective for Tulane. When they get going for Doug Roos, their offensive coordinator, get a 6 there. They can be very dangerous.
And I think it's important what we just showed, the guards pulling around. That changes the gaps. And why is that important? Because you've got a new linebacker in the game. We've talked about that, Greg Reeves. You're having to move and adjust to a new fit on the move. And there's a picture of Reeves right there. It's tough. You were playing defensive end 3 weeks ago.
Bradwell feature back. Play fake from McMillan, who throws. Darnell Moody, intended receiver with Hoggins on coverage. It's incomplete.
Now this is Jawan Brown. He's been coming on in recent weeks.
Whoa.
A little bit of an acting job.
All right.
Academy.
You think so? I'm surprised Anthony Calabrese didn't flag him for that.
Well,
Ball was out.
Definitely. Now right here, you're McMillan, it's third down. You've got man coverage. You've got guys running off the field. Will you take advantage?
Big third down play. Keep McMillan. McMillan room. McMillan 10-5 goal line end zone touchdown Tulane. Justin McMillan. 33-yard sprint to the end zone for 6.
Well, take a look at the block right here. That's going to be Will Wallace, number 46. So they're going to come in and they're going to run a little bit of his own read. Now he goes outside and look at that block against Ronnie Hoggins. He takes Hoggins out of the picture. We talked to Hoggins yesterday and he said he wants to play bigger than his size. Wallace took him out.
Merrick Glover. No block this time, has a PAT. And Tulane has a 7-3 lead. McMillan 2 starts. Tulsa last week. USF here today. Now 3 touchdown runs. LSU transfer. Sprinting to the end zone for 6 for the win. Redshirt junior and a grad transfer from Cedar Hill, Texas, Justin McMillan, arrived on the Tulane campus 4 days before the opener. Not before preseason camp in August. The season opener. And now he's starting. Zachary Block kicking off. Return for USF. Sanders, 16, belted.
You know, Tyree McCants is a player that has to be a factor. Now, we've seen him be a factor late in games like we did a couple of weeks ago against Tulsa. Or what about last year's conference championship performance, or the game to get to that performance? 9 catches, 227 yards against UCF. He's a big part of their attack at 240 pounds.
One of the biggest receivers in terms of weight in the FBS. Dakota Torres of Hawaii, the only heavier listed wide receiver at 250. Those are big guys. Here's first down. Mesh play. Cronkite, the carry. Gain of 3.
And the guy that just made the tackle, Roderick Teamer, he's a big-time football player. I think he's probably played better than anybody on their defense this year. And he's a player that he shows up everywhere, even on special teams. He'll be active throughout the game.
Second down, empty backfield, and Barnett, quick release. Pass out just shy of the 30-yard line. Moody, the tackle. Jannard Phillips, sophomore from Miami, has his first catch of the day. Gain of 9 and a first down for the Bulls under 2 to go first quarter. Here's Barnett, the pump fake. McCants, the catch. P.J. Hall, piece of him. And eventually Will Harper, the nickel back for Tulane, helps polish off Tyree McCants. So you're trying to tackle McCants at 240. What's that like for a defensive back?
It's going to be difficult, but I think the one thing that you could help yourself with is crowd him at the line of scrimmage. And what you'll see is that when Barnett gets looks where you're backed off, he's going to take those gimmies. He did it all last week and in prior weeks. So if you're going to back off, he'll take the gimme all day long.
On second down, play fake to Cronkite. And Barnett, a little bit of heat, throwing over the middle, clearly intercepted. Darnell Solomon, intended receiver, and Lewis just trying to reach behind him and missed the pick try. It's incomplete.
It's a pretty good route. Look how he rolls into what they call a speed dig, but drop. That was a drop, and he had 4 drops a week ago, Dave. And this is a guy who I was very excited to see on film because of that route running ability that you just saw. He's got to help out Barnett and come up with some of these drops.
Third down, pressure off the edge. Barnett spins around, little 360 that throws on the move to Clairvaux, and it's incomplete. He was out of bounds. A wild-looking broken play for Blake Barnett and a spinorama to boot.
Well, let's see if his eyes drop. Right here, the eyes drop. You're no longer looking downfield. Now he's just looking maybe to run. He gets outside the pocket and finds Clairvaux late. But one thing that Barnett has to improve upon, I believe, is once he gets to the top of his drop, sticking with it a tick longer.
Amari Jones back deep to receive the Trent Schneider punt. Charlie Strong just calls him Ozzie Schneider. Pressure from Lewis nearly blocked that. And Jones on the return from his 29. Looks for a seam up the middle. And it's cut down outside the 35. Let's take a look at the Go Or Being road trip facts for this matchup. Well, it all starts not far from the Tulane campus, Bourbon Street, the Big Easy in New Orleans. Then you take a nice drive, 663 miles. But Jay, if you want to take scenic Route 30A, it's historic, great restaurants, beautiful scenery on the way, and eventually get to Tampa. USF, first season in the FBS, 2000. They have really been impressive since getting that level. Under Jim Leavitt, under Skip Holtz, under Willie Taggart, and now Charlie Strong. 4th coach in USF history. McMillan, play fake on first down, throws, Uncle on the catch. Mike Hampton missed the tackle, and Roberts will help polish him off. And finally, an effective throw from McMillan.
Much better throw. You couldn't have said it better, Dave. And you've got to be able to do that throughout the game, because that's going to at least continue to have open run lanes established if you can throw it outside the numbers.
Second and 2. Dauphine, delay handoff. Big pickup. Going Dauphine. First down and a whole lot more. Stiff arm inside the 15. Took on Roberts, and finally, Nick Roberts wrestles him out of bounds. 41 more yards for the Green Wave.
Well, you're going to see some actual pressure coming off the edge. And watch how he sidesteps this. So he sidesteps the pressure off the edge, and that's a free hitter. And one thing about him, he picks his knees up as a runner. Now one-on-one down the field. You make it a tough tackle for Nick Roberts.
The end of the first quarter.
First quarter complete here in Tampa, 7-3 game. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by the Home Depot. Quarter number 2 from sunny Tampa is on the way. Fun with the dogs. Some corgis out there. Corey, the royal dog of Great Britain.
Hey, man, I got chased by a dog today when I was running this morning.
Did you really? Was it a corgi?
No.
I doubt it. They're very sweet. We have a Cheagle at our house, Chihuahua Beagle. It is not of royal bloodlines.
Hey, man,
but it is very sweet and eccentric.
I raised the pointers. You remember the bird dog?
That's serious stuff. Our dog is not serious. First down, starting the second. Dauphine gets the carry from McMillan. Wrapped up after a short game. Josh Black makes the hit for USF.
We were talking about their efficiency in this part of the field. They just haven't been down there enough. This is only their 18th trip into the red zone all season, really, or maybe 19th, and that's like in round the bottom of the NCAA.
Trying to cash in here. On second down. Rothfield again. Tries the middle and sent backwards. He was hit right away by Reeves. Greg Reeves, former defensive end, now the middle linebacker we told you about earlier. The position change. Effective play, no gain.
And this is what it's all about. He reads it downhill, and then look at that burst and explosion as a tackler. I mean, that's why you put Reeves in the middle for a little bit of a presence. And third down, who do you go to? The one guy we haven't heard from yet, Darnell Mooney. He's at the top of the screen, and he's always a positive one-on-one matchup.
3rd and 9. McMillan dancing. McMillan throwing end zone. Jones has it. Touchdown, Tulane. There is a flag down, though, at the 16-yard line, so hang on. Charles Jones, the tight end with a grab. Let's check out the call.
Holding. Offense, number 64.
Wipe it out. Holding.
10-yard
Green
penalty.
light.
Third down.
Would have been the first TD catch of the year for Charles Jones and 9th of his career. First Tulane penalty, Chabe could not have come at a worse time.
Yeah, a lot of times when you have a guy like McMillan, you've got to block a tick longer because you saw him moving around in the pocket. He can buy some extra time with his feet and keep his eyes down the field. That was an example of how it kind of got the offensive lineman into trouble.
Wow, that really hurts. Sets up 3rd and 19 now. McMillan feeling some heat. Too tall for Uncle and incomplete. Hampton there on coverage. And now Glover is going to be tested. First field goal attempt of the day was blocked by Kevin Bronson of USF.
And that was from the right hash mark. So now this is more from closer to the left hash mark.
From 38. He's got this one. 5 for 7 on the year. Merrick Glover, 10-3, Tulane lead.
Tulane up 10-3 over USF, but this holding penalty by number 64, Corey Dublin, negated a touchdown pass to Charles Jones, the second in the end zone. Now you see he's having to hold the block a bit longer. You can see where he kind of grabs him inside. And, you know, whenever you can move like McMillan, you're going to put more pressure on your offensive linemen to sustain blocks. And unfortunately that time, Brandon Boyce, who we talked with, the defensive coordinator for South Florida, and Brian Jean-Marie said, Boyce is a leverage player. Well, that time the leverage paid off and took points off the board for Tulane.
Zachary Block, senior, Claremont, Florida, outside Orlando. Kickoff for Tulane. Bentley Sanders takes a knee. It is a touchback. Tampa at our new broadcast location this year. It's a pretty cool spot. We've got a great view of the pirate ship and the field, on the field. First 15 minutes plus, what are your impressions?
I like the way the offensive line for Tulane has battled so far against, I think, a USF defensive line that has to really play its best because you've got a new linebacker in the mix. And on the other side for USF, Barnett's legs have been impressive. We'd like to see him stay with the passing game a bit longer. And when are we going to see Cronkite and really Ford get more involved in terms of carries?
Maybe right here. Cronkite, stopped by Zachary Harris. We talked about, Jay, the first drive for USF, unable to cash in the red zone. The red zone numbers have not been effective. And some fans may say, what are you nitpicking? It's part of a 7-1 season. They had a 7-0 start, lost at Houston last week. But if you look more close, there have been some issues. Check with me, Barnett. Play fake. Barnett sets, throws to Toll, and incomplete. Third down coming up, looking for Zion Roll, a true freshman.
And Langham had good coverage on the outside. And so when you're in these third down situations, I know a lot of times, and when Dave, we both watched it on video with Barnett, he'll kind of will himself out of these tough third and long type of moments. Last week they were effective though, 9 out of 16, because he did it with timing passes outside the numbers. So that's where you have the
play fake on third down. Barnett steps into that throw, and it's incomplete. Roll an intended receiver. And good coverage again from Jalen Monroe. Teamer at safety. A shutdown for Barnett. And the Bulls offense again, coming in with 500-plus yards, a game of total offense, number 10 in the FBS of 129 teams. Brent Schneider has been busy in this first half. Kicks to Amari Jones. Booming kick from the Aussie. Jones at the 26. Good spin move, picks up some real estate. No whistle yet. That's a nice return for Amari Jones along the sideline. Finally stopped by Dwayne Boyles on special teams. Breaking the action. There is a flag down. 50-yard punt, 18-yard return.
Team, number 39. It's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Wow, it's a tackle on there on discipline penalty. The punter, Fritz Schneider. A personal foul on the punter. How often do you see that? It's 15 yards against the Bulls. Timeout, Tulane in business. Personal foul call, Trent Schneider, the 28-year-old sophomore punter from Sydney, Australia. It's plus 15 for Tulane and in plus territory to begin this drive at the 42 of USF. First time Tulane is starting a drive past midfield in the last 3 games. Coming off the big win in Tulsa against the Golden Hurricane last week. On first down. Fake to Bradwell. McMillan, some pressure. Bounces off some tacklers. Keeps the play alive. Looks for Mooney deep downfield, who spins and makes the catch. Darnell Mooney has got it inside the 5. To the 3-yard line. First and goal, Green Wave.
This is an outstanding adjustment by Mooney. And, you know, Mancy Wilkins has kind of struggled a little bit at the cornerback position. Got replaced for a while by Jamin Thomas a week ago, and Mooney making him pay on the outside lanes.
Off the gain at 39, first and goal. Bradwell charges forward. He came pretty close. Got to about the half-yard line. It's a gain of 2 for Darius Bradwell. 230-pound redshirt junior from Tallahassee. Ooh, that is close, Jave.
Yeah, I don't think he got in, though.
Really close to breaking the plane. That's all you have to do.
I think right now you're in 4-down territory.
I agree.
You got to be thinking that way, and Dauphine is a guy that you can give it right back to.
Second and goal. Dauphine is in. Dauphine lunging, touchdown. Tulane from 1 yard out. Corey Dauphine, Texas Tech transfer. 6th rushing touchdown of the year. And how about this story developing in Tampa? Tulane looking to go up 17-3 in the first half. Merrick Glover has the PAT.
Well, it was all set up by this outstanding grab by Darnell Mooney. And you can see him reach back Then it's finished off by Dolphine, a physical player, a physical presence for the Wave.
17-3 Tulane, a lead on USF. Bulls 7-1 with so much to play for. Jay, we talked about it top of the broadcast. As you see the scoring summary, a championship still a possibility for the Bulls, something they've never done, win a conference championship. UCF won over Temple on Thursday night to stay undefeated, 21-game win streak for the Knights. Now USF has everything in front of it. Right now they're not playing like a team thinking about a championship at all. Block to kick off. Bentley Sanders, featured return man. Comes to Antoine instead. And D'Angelo Antoine on the return. Time now to Duke Project Smarter, brought to you by the Home Depot, Corey.
Well, I mean, in the pocket, you're going to see some magic by McMillan. Now, on the outside, you see Charles Jones. He's blocking and blocking. We talked about having to block longer for a quarterback who can create. And then these one-on-one opportunities, you have to win down the field. And it sets it up for Dolphine, who's able to really go behind John LeGlue with an outstanding block for the score.
On first down, play fake. Tyree McCants has the catch. Harper bumps him out of bounds. All right, USF's got to get going here, Chave. What, in your mind, is the key to that happening?
Well, you got to try to, at some point, establish the run game. I think they've run it well with Barnett on some of the zone reads, but get these running backs more involved.
Off the gain of 6, right on cue. It's Ford, the carry, spins away from one tackle. Marvin Moody puts him down. That's enough for a first down, though, for Johnny Ford, true freshman. Ran for 106 yards, 2 touchdowns last week in that loss to Houston out of Miami. Former 3-star recruit, and is he ever quick? Here's Barnett. A pump fake. The sideline route. Lunging effort. Tyree McCants has got it. What a catch for USF. The sellout, the layout, and the grab for the 240-pounder.
Got matched up on P.J. Hall and took advantage.
Gain of 25. What a catch by McCants. Play fake Barnett. Footwork's a little off here. Zachary Harris tracks him down. I'm seeing that all game here, Chave, from Barnett. A lot of pump fakes. Looks like the first read is in there. He's got happy feet today.
Well, a lot of their scheme is set up by these run-pass options where he's making a quick decision based on the look of the defense as to whether to hand it off, and he has that option built in within their attack to throw it. So a lot of it is almost synchronized and something they do even when you see them running, he'll still do the same motion.
Second down. Barnett, the key. Jeffrey Johnson, the big track down. Jeffrey Johnson, 320-pound true freshman. Davon Wright helped clean him up. Coaches love the talent and potential Jeffrey Johnson from Brookhaven, Mississippi.
Yeah, they talked about how he had a number of other offers his junior year, and he got hurt and didn't play. He had an illness. And he's one of the few guys that has a 400-pound bench, a 600-pound squat. It's third down important, though. Do you go back to Solomon and give him another chance on the outside?
Two backs. Pitch. Ford. The cut. Johnny Ford. Chase Kirshen tracks him down. It's a nice tackle in space. Gain of 4 now. Fourth down, Jay. What do you think?
I think they probably are going to elect to go for it. And I'm not sure I would go away from the last play. If not for that one-on-one tackle by Kirshen, you probably got a first down. Looks like they're going to bring in more wide receivers, and they're bringing in 4 wide receivers, in fact.
Bulls 5 of 7 fourth down attempts this year. 4th and 4, big play.
Got to be aware of the quarterback draw if you're Tulane.
Barnett steps, throws, incomplete. Break up, Monroe. Jernard Phillips attempted receiver. It's Willie Langham with that breakup. Number 8, Willie Langham for Tulane. Big play.
Well, I mean, Langham's 6'1", and he's a guy that's fluid, flipping his hips to turn and run. That's something I saw on video. You're going against a smaller player. You got a guy with a 3-inch height advantage and a 15-pound weight advantage. And the contested catches, something USF has to bail out Barnett more on. I think they've let too many contested catches go to the ground this season.
Green Wave takes over on downs. Bradwell on first down. That's to about the 39. Short gain on the first down run by Darius Bradwell, Tulane's leading rusher. 617 yards coming in. Had 143 yards in that win over Memphis. Signature victory so far this year for Tulane. Memphis beat ECU at Dowdy Ficklen today in a very high-scoring game. On second down, McMillan keeps. McMillan a cut. And a good pickup. Looks like he might be just shy. Was stopped there by Dwayne Boyles Jr., a linebacker for USF. That spot looks about a half-yard shy of the first for the Green Wave.
And I think it's important to kind of take a look at where number 46, Will Wallace, is aligned. I think he's an excellent blocker. Get a look at it. There's Wallace, a good shot of him. He's a guy that finishes as a blocker. They often run behind him in these situations.
Big third down for the Green Wave. McMillan, some trouble, and down he goes. Justin McMillan sack, Josh Black. Got there with a heat and a hit. It's a loss of 6.
Here's Black coming out off the edge, and you know he's going against the freshman that we spotlighted, Joey Claybrook, and look at the up and under rip. Beats him off the snap, and if you got a freshman, you got to take advantage if you're Black. He does a really good job of getting underneath them for his 7.5 career sack.
Right to punt. Ford wants a fair catch. Trouble with it. Loose. Tulane might have jumped on that muck punt. Green Wave has got it.
And Larry Bryant.
It's Larry Bryant on the recovery.
And I think he's one of their better special teams players, Dave. And that's just a poor decision. I think he lost it in the sun. When I was on the field before the game, I thought the sun was going to play a factor. You can see him lose it right here in the sun. He mistimes it in terms of being able to corral it. And Bryant is just a tenacious special teams player. Look at the effort by him getting down the field and beating Trayvon Sands to the ball.
Wow. Big mistake. Short field. Tulane. McMillan, the offense, right back on the field. First down. Clap snap. Dauphine. Carry off left tackle. Hoggins makes the stop for USF. They call him the Major. He's also a captain of the team. They call him Major because he's developed such great leadership for USF. Special teams trouble for the Bulls. It's kind of a tough play there for Ford, looking to grab that. And then he ended up short hopping the ball, and that's always trouble on the punt return. Their second down. Dauphine, room, Dauphine, end zone, touchdown, Tulane! Corey Dauphine scores again for the Green Wave. And they've got a huge first half lead on 7-1 USF. 21-yard run. Glover in for the PAT. Raymond James Stadium. And the Bulls second in attendance in the American Conference behind UCF. It is quiet here right now. Ford, the true freshman, trouble on the return. Bryant, the recovery. Dauphine and Tulane take advantage. Touchdown run. Green Wave cruising today. CBS and Super Bowl season continues with regional action, including a bitter rivalry between Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Two young star quarterbacks battle out. And Mahomes and KC matchup with Mayfield and Cleveland. Check your local listings and kick off your day with the NFL Today, presented by Jeep at 12 Eastern. Steelers, Ravens breakdown trade.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing how much more we're going to get from James Conner, because he's been spectacular the last couple of weeks. He's beginning to turn into what everybody was hoping they would give him the running back position with Bell before the year. He's not Bell, but he's been pretty good.
Dolphins having help a day here, Jay. 2 touchdown runs for Tulane. Green Wave pumped. Trying to win away from home for a second straight week. Up 24-3, a shocker against 7-1 USF. And the ball blows off the tee. So let's try this again.
Man, I was
Zachary Blunt.
I was about to think, is this a surprise onside? Middle?
I doubt now, probably not. Looked like he was going to kick it away, but
that was crazy.
It would
Dave.
be gutsy by Willie Fritz, to be sure. Tulane has endured some heartbreak this year. Overtime loss to Wake Forest on our air to begin the season. Tough losses to UAB, SMU. Sanders thought about it, is going to venture out. Bentley Sanders a cut. Pretty nice return.
On the last touchdown, Dave, it was an excellent job by McMillan with the zone read, but watch number 57, Noah Fisher, and watch his path to number 11, Dwayne Boyles Jr. And you're going to see the zone read fake, and watch his path. He gets up here, and now he's got to make that tough block. He makes it one-on-one, and that opens everything up for Dauphine. And when you get an all-star block like that from the South Alabama transfer, you can get to the pay dirt for Dauphine.
11 carries, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns for Dauphine in the first half here. 24 straight points scored by Tulane. How will the Bulls respond? Barnett the keep, Harris the tackle. He's all over him. Along with Robert Kennedy, lost it too, and USF, Jave, is reeling offensively.
And I think it's going to come down to being able to extend the field. We talked about 3 20-plus yard passes. They're going to have to be able to throw. That's what I anticipated down the field at some point.
Second down. Barnett, play fake, incomplete. Rasheen Bronson, intended receiver. Sets up third down. Tyrese Barge on coverage.
And we just talked about the contested catches. When you play a team that plays man coverage, you've got to be able to make those contested catches. And when I say contested, I mean he might be on your back, he might be on an arm, he might be grabbing your arm. You still have to make the catch. And for USF, Darnell Solomon is going to have to show up. The bottom of the screen, he's down here going against Donnie Lewis. He's going to have to show up today.
Third down, play fake Barnett, who has time. Solomon right on cue to catch in front of him. Lewis then ruled incomplete. He had it for a moment, then lost it. Good finish by Donnie Lewis. It's another 3-and-out for USF. Punt time for the Bulls.
Well, you wonder why I circled him. Is because he's got the one-on-one matchup, and that's what Barnett sees. And we just talked about it, the contested catch. What did we just talk about? Through the arms, through the elbows. You see the rake by Lewis? You're playing against an NFL corner in Lewis. You got to be able to make that catch.
Third 3-and-out for the Bulls first half. Schneider back on to punt. Low rugby-style kick and takes a left turn, and it's out of bounds at the 40. And Tulane, good field position, 34-yard kick from Trent Schneider of USF. Now here's Tulane, Chamber, 3-5. We talked about some of their heartbreaking losses. That game at SMU, a minute left in the fourth quarter, they lost it. Last year, SMU lost in the last second on a terrible call to finish the game that robbed them of a bowl game. Let's just say that, it's true. And this is a possibility of a signature win today.
It is, and I think for them it's about staying aggressive right now, whether that's your run or pass game.
McMillan, handing, Bradwell running. Josh Black tracked him down, but it wasn't easy against Darius Bradwell.
And if you notice, Dave, they seem like they have a little something on that left side behind Dominique Briggs and also Noah Fisher, the guy we talked about on the touchdown. Because you got a lot more weight on that side. 295-pound Briggs, 325-pound Fisher. So the left side of the right side of the South Florida defensive line and the linebacker to that side have to be ready.
On second down. Stephon Hutterson sophomore from Petal, Mississippi. That's just outside USM's campus.
Now this is 4-down territory, Dave, not because of the risk involved, because it's 4 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the second quarter. So if anything else, you want to make sure that you ensure that you take more time off the clock, even if you want to help your defense out just a bit. So even if they don't get the first down here, I expect them to go for it on 4th down.
Let's see. On 3rd and short. Hutterson stopped, sent backwards. By a loss, little real estate there. Right at midfield. So, Corey, let's see what USF's defense got in mind here. Boys, the tackle defensively for the Bulls. What Fritz is thinking about on 4th down. Going to send Bradwell out. Looks like he'll go for it.
Yeah, and I think that if nothing else, you're going to run more time off the clock. You see, now we're all the way down to about 3 minutes and 27 seconds to go in the second quarter. Maybe they decide to use a timeout.
6 of 18, Corey. 4th down, tries and shoots. A lot of attempts. Timeout. Willie Fritz avoids the delay of game
Timeout.
call. We'll think things over here.
It's their first charge timeout. 30-second timeout.
Dauphine. Corey has had quite an afternoon.
Well, it's about the quick feet. Now you'll see him pick up his knees. He's a guy that I believe has pretty good vision. He has enough speed to get to the edge. He's a little bit shifty in between the tackles, and I think that he plays fast. And what I mean by that is he reacts to what he sees. And as a running back, that's very important, because I'm the 8th man in the box if you're a strong safety or a free hitter, and you've got to make me miss that linebacker or safety type. So Dauphine has done a good job today, and they've got a bruiser in the game now in Bradwell.
Big numbers, Dauphine, first half. Bradwell featured back. McMillan right to the line. 4th down. And a timeout call. Shifting. McMillan over center. Back to the pistol. But maybe no intent to actually snap the ball. Timeout, Willie Fritz. Some strategy. Clock management going on here. Coming up, halftime report. Powered by Ram Trucks. Join Brent Stover, Kevin Carter, Christian Fourier from our CBS Sports Network studio in New York. Around college football, first half stats and analysis. So many big games going on today and tonight. The big one, Tiger Stadium, Baton Rouge on CBS, 8 Eastern, Alabama, LSU. Chave, your thoughts on that?
I think it's going to be, I really think, a very competitive game. You want to see how Greedy Williams and some of the guys, Grant Delfett on that LSU defense, do they come to perform? They've got some pretty good all-star players. Devin White, a lot of good players on that LSU defense. We'll see who shows up tonight.
4th and 1, off 2 timeouts called by Willie Fritz. Let's see if he runs the play here. On 4th down, McMillan got the first and then some. McMillan moves the chains. Davis the tackle for USF. It's a gain of 10 yards for Justin McMillan.
Well, on this side, you're going to get a pretty good block by number 79, Joey Claybrook. And once he gets up to that linebacker again, we talked about these linebackers. He gets up to the linebacker again, that time Dwayne Boyles Jr. again, and that's what springs it open for McMillan.
Off the huge conversion. Dauphine the cut. Corey Dauphine. Roberts had him, but couldn't hang on. No whistle. Second and third effort for Dauphine. He chews up more real estate and gets to the 24-yard line of USF. Gain of 16. Let's see if he went down, Jay.
Well, I know one thing. He had a stiff arm here in a minute that
there's no knee down, no elbow down. He's good. He's fine.
Why is this stiff arm right here, though? I'm not done. He just stiff arms Higgins out of the way
Get
twice.
out of the way, please.
Wow. I mean, Dauphine is running with an attitude today. No question.
First down. McMillan Hands off for Hutterson. Stephon Hutterson stopped by Nick Roberts in space, but another nice pickup. 11 more Green Wave yards for Stephon Hutterson, a sophomore from Petal, Mississippi. It's right to Hattiesburg.
And the bottom line is, Dave, USF comes into this game 121st in the nation against the run. And Tulane runs the football. They average over 200 yards a game. It's not a good matchup. So if you're USF now, the leadership has to step up. You're playing with new linebackers. There's Reeves.
Mooney, the motion man. Hutterson stays busy off right tackle. Brandon Boyce, Kevin Pinkney involved in the stop. It's a gain of 1 for Hutterson. And Jay, we saw the stat a moment ago. Over 200 rushing yards already first half for Tulane.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, this has been an issue. I mean, you can go to last week's game and talk about 400-plus yards passing for Houston, but they ran for 263. And so that's what you've got to do. If you can't stop the run, it opens up everything else.
All right, minute left first half. One timeout for Willie Fritz in the Green Wave. Second down. Dauphin over 100 yards already in the first half. Kirk Livingstone, the tackle. Now 47 seconds and counting. Got that one timeout remaining.
And you wonder, do they use it? Because you're at a point now, USF, you haven't used any timeouts. And what I wonder is, are you conceding the end of this half? Because at the end of the day, they don't have to go in and score. They can still put another score on the board, and there's 27 seconds to go in the quarter. So this third down is really insignificant here, but it could be a backbreaker.
Lamar Jones, wild wave here. McMillan split out. The freshman running back takes the direct snap. The wild wave for the Tulane Green Wave. Stop made by Dwayne Boyle Jr. Timeout call. 11 seconds left in the half. You like the wild wave call here, Jay?
Yeah, I did. I mean, Amari Jones is a guy that's very electric, and he's going to follow behind number 46 right here, Will Wallace. Wallace comes around. He gets another block, or attempts to, on Boyles Jr., who does a pretty good job of beating the block to make the tackle. Now, moving forward, this is something that I think they can do if they want to continue to get their backs, multiple backs in the game. They've done it before with Bradwell as well.
So 11 seconds left, but no timeouts. So Willie Fritz is not going to take a chance here. Corey, you like this? Going right for the field goal.
Well, I don't have a problem with it at all, because you can actually extend the lead. But the question is, we've seen Glover miss from this right hash. This is much more within his wheelhouse.
He's got it from 24. Another field goal for Marek Glover and Tulane. 27-3. Green Wave in great shape here. Last week, De'Ara King just shredded USF. Bulls bowed down to King last week in Houston. Cougars quarterback De'Ara King finished with 419 passing yards, 5 passing touchdowns, 134 rushing yards, 2 more scores in the 57-36 Cougar win over USF. That was the Bulls' first loss of the year. Houston 7-1. First FBS QB with 400-plus passing yards, 100 rushing yards, 7 TDs responsible for in a game since Nick Fitzgerald, Mississippi State, in 2016 in the SEC. The numbers for King remarkable. We saw him in Greenville a couple weeks back against ECU. This guy is a talent.
I think that the package that our crew put together, outstanding. Sometimes you take those for granted. The first play from that package they just showed is the same play McMillan scored on today. So teams borrow plays from the last team you played. They trying to make McMillan kind of mirror what King did, and it hurt USF early in this game.
So Marek Glover, not Zachary Block's going to kick off here, Corey, with 8 seconds to go. Let's see if it's directional. It's a squib. Short kick. Sanders takes it. Bentley Sanders with a flag down is going to be wrestled down at the 30-yard line. Let's check out the marker.
And this game has been dominated on special teams by Tulane. It has not been close. Normally USF, one of the better special teams in the conference.
During the return, illegal block in the back, return team. Number 59, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Nightmare first half for USF.
There'll be one on-time down.
One on-time down, cannot end the half on a penalty. says Anthony Calabrese, our referee today. American Conference crew in Tampa, so the team's going to have to come back from the locker room.
Correction, penalty has been declined.
Nope, penalty decline. So end the half. It's official now. And Charlie Strong and his staff have got work to do because Tulane, looking for a signature win in the Willie Fritz era, has a huge lead on USF. End of the first half, 27-3 game. After the break, we'll send you back to our CBS Sports Network studio in New York for the halftime report powered by Ram Trucks. Brent Stover, Kevin Carter, Christian Fourier are standing by.
You are watching the CBS Sports Network halftime report, powered by Ram Trucks.
Brent Stover, Kevin Carter, and Christian Fourier at the half in Tampa. I'm not sure we saw this coming, but right now, it's 27-3, Tulane the advantage.
Yeah, and I know Charlie Strong is probably going in that locker room, and they're going to have a real good, honest conversation with this team right now because they're not doing anything right. Lifeless, just completely giving up on a lot of plays. And Tulane, give them credit. They're making the best of their opportunities. Here's one play right here in the first half where LSU transfer quarterback Justin McMillan, all he's going to do, Tulane, Justin McMillan, just going to keep a play alive, going to scramble, almost get sacked, and he's going to find Texas Tech transfer Darnell Mooney for a 39-yard grab. That set up a touchdown. Tulane, USF, they have not converted 1 third down yet. Not one. They're not moving the ball. They muffed a punt that led to points for Tulane also. They're not doing anything right. They need to come out with some fire, show that they're one of the better teams at moving the football because right now they're not doing anything.
Corey Dauphine, 12 carries, 110, and 2 touchdowns. Again, it is 27-3.
Tulane 27-3, shocking USF. Corey Chavis, let's take a look at the Humana first half stats.
Yeah, the rushing yards, that's a huge disparity. For a team in USF that runs the ball pretty well, dominated up front so far in the first half by Tulane.
27 straight points scored by Tulane in the first half, the most they've scored in a row all year long. Welcome back to Tampa. It is shocking Saturday. Dave Brown, Corey Chavis, 4-star NFL defensive back. Willie Fritz, head coach of Tulane, told us this week, what we have to do is finish games. They did it last week at Tulsa. Can they do it again today in Tampa is a question. They played a great first half.
Well, the last 51 points scored between these two teams in action going back to a year ago, 48 have been scored by Tulane. So they may have figured it out. And I think that the up-front battle, in terms of the trenches, that's been won by Tulane.
Ready for half number 2 from sunny Tampa. A dark cloud overhead for USF, trying to avoid a second straight loss after 7 straight wins to begin 2018. Zachary Block kicks off for the Green Wave. Sanders takes a knee, touchback. USF problems first 30 minutes, Corey.
Well, there were a lot of problems, and it started with this. Not being able to hold on to tight throws by Barnett on the money. Now, he's been off, too. And then they had the special teams blunder where they misjudged the ball. Larry Bryant with the return. And what a job that time by Marvin Moody along with Robert Kennedy of getting in for the sack. So if you get them into predictable passing situations, you got to be excited if your defensive coordinator, Jack Curtis, a guy who can bring multiple packages on that side of the ball.
Blake Barnett, the offense, reeling first half. Bronson, the motion man. Run from Ford. Breaks a tackle. Ford finally caught by Zachary Harris. The best run of the game by far for Johnny Ford. Other than Blake Barnett's first play from scrimmage that netted 47. That's a gain of 14 yards. Now positive for the Bulls. First down. Barnett, play fake. Ball is tipped and it's incomplete. Pressure off the edge by Will Harper, the nickelback, Corey, on a blitz. And he got a piece of it.
Well, you know what, Dave? You mentioned something about the double hitch with Barnett in the pocket, and you saw it there. He basically tried to pump fake it again with the blitz coming, and that is what allows the cornerbacks to get a jump. Has to be careful doing that.
Second down. Play fake. Heat. Sack again. Several Green Wave defenders all over Blake Barnett. Jeffrey Johnson is there.
And a backhand coverage. I mean, down at the bottom, what a jam by Jalen Monroe. Good coverage by P.J. Halden, and footwork by Donnie Lewis, the NFL prospect. And then running out of the backfield, Zachary Harris. Now you got inside Kennedy. He goes through. And that man, Patrick Johnson, their best pass rusher, he comes off the edge. A lot of synchronization from this Tulane defense.
DeAndre Williams was there too, Chave. Lots of pressure on Barnett. Play fake on third down. Johnson pressure off the edge again. That one's way behind Clairvaux. And incomplete. Miscommunication with Stanley Clairvaux and his QB, Blake Barnett. And a sputtering offense continues in a very frustrating day for the Bulls.
Now you're going to see the route down here against Jalen Monroe. And he turns and runs, and that's effortless coverage on the outside lanes against Stanley Clairvaux. And now you've got to be careful. I believe that Amari Jones is close to breaking one. He's been close all afternoon.
Schneider, beautiful kick. Jones from the 22, smackdown tackle right away on special teams. He got nailed. Tremendous coverage for UCF.
Oh, man. And so Ricky comes down and makes an outstanding hit. And that's the type of, you would think that would get the energy up on the USF defense, because that's an extension of your defense, that punt coverage. You see everybody on the sidelines. They're getting excited. That could be what you need to get your team going.
Might be the only time they've been pumped up in our game here today. That sideline has been quiet. Big play. Flags down.
False start. Offense. Number 52. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Left guard Dominic Briggs, senior from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And that's been a problem, Dave. You look at the SMU game in the second quarter, a false start. You go back in your film study and watch him against Ohio State in the second quarter, a false start. That's the only real niche I have in his game. He's a pretty good player.
So first down. Dauphine carries. A lot of traffic. He'll get a couple. 2 yards to Corey Dauphine. He ran for 110 and 2 touchdowns in the first half against USF's defense. $107 yards last week at Tulsa, had 152 against Nichols. And an FCS win for Tulane to begin the season. McMillan on the mesh play, keeps. Boyles Jr. has him. The Will linebacker for USF's gain of 1, and we're seeing a little energy on the defensive side of the ball for the Bulls. Charlie Strong, who does not like to display emotion, he told us yesterday in our meeting, Corey. He likes to be stoic on the sideline.
Yeah, he's an even kill coach. He believes that those emotions cause your team to go up and down. But right here on 3rd and long, I'm really expecting Tulane to let the play clock get down to around 3 or 4 seconds before they snap it. I think that's part of the strategy for them so far here in this second half.
Pistol McMillan. The lefty delivers, nearly intercepted. Hoggins jumped the route. He kind of stumbled the last second of the ball intended for Mooney. It's incomplete. Turned late. Otherwise, he might have had a pick 6. It is a pass breakup, though, for the Major.
Well, I mean, he plays with outstanding body control, and that time it did go through his hands. I think you correctly called that one, Dave, but that's tough to do. You know, you're in coverage, and you're coming from the inside out as they're breaking towards the sidelines. Hoggins, excellent body control.
Ryan Wright punts. Tyree McCants on the return for USF. Nothing doing. Roderick Teamer on special teams is there right away. Good kick coverage against McCants. But the defense, thanks to Boyles and company, flexing a bit. Some positive energy for the Bulls, down big. There's Sean King, running backs coach at USF, former great at Tulane. Let's take a look at who's driven to succeed. Brought to you by Acura. More on Sean King. Played college football at Tulane from 1995 through 98. Led the Green Wave to an undefeated season and a win over BYU in the Liberty Bowl in Memphis that year. He set the single-season NCAA FBS record for passing efficiency in 1998. Became the first player in NCAA history to both pass for 300 yards and rush for 100 yards in the same game. That came against Army. Sean King, driven to succeed. What a career. We had a nice meeting with Sean yesterday. He says, yes, it's emotional to face Tulane. Anytime he roots for the green wave in every other game they play except this one against his Bulls. His QB, Barnett, and the offense trying to get going here. There's a deep ball. Solomon turns, has it. Dariel Solomon catch. Then he lost the ball. It's airborne and loose and picked up by Tulane. Grabbed by Hall. On a wild play. P.J. Hall's got the fumble and a big return for Tulane.
The defense, first down.
Green Wave takes over.
Now take a look at number 33, Tyrese Barge. This is pretty good coverage by Lewis on the outside, so he makes the catch. Watch Barge. He says, no way. He comes from the inside out and knocks the ball out of the hands of Solomon, who had problems with drops a week ago against Houston. And that's an outstanding play, making up for your teammate getting beaten down the sidelines.
McMillan in the offense back on the field. McMillan keeps. A spin away from the first tackler. Josh Black, first contact. No gain there for McMillan. Barge, what a hit to dislodge the ball and send it airborne volleyball style. It was a jump ball there, Chavis. Something you rarely see on a fumble. And P.J. Hall, man in the spot, grabbed it. And a nice return for Tulane. Bradwell feature back. Play fake to Darius Bradwell. And the catch from Terran Ankalaw. Progress to about the 39. Big third down here, Chafe, coming up.
Well, I think what you got to be thinking right now if you're Tulane is don't forget about the run game. I think McMillan does a really good job in the zone read game of being able to read inside. They've got it spread out. Now, they've got two tight ends in the game. You wouldn't know that by the formation because they're both, well, one tight end in the game, excuse me. We've got Jones at the top. So he may motion back into the backfield. Talking about him right here, number 84. There he goes.
Third down. Bradwell, first down and then some. Darius Bradwell the cut. And a contact and leans forward to the 29 of USF. 10 yards. Hard-earned for Tulane, first down.
So what they do is they'll motion him in. Now he goes this way, and then you've got everybody else blocking the opposite way. So it's what they call a split zone. Excuse me, it's the other way. I had it reversed. But then he has to stretch it and get back vertical in terms of Bradwell. But the design of the play is the tight end comes in, blocks away. The rest of the offensive linemen block the other way and make the running back read it on the move.
First down. Bradwell stays busy. Contact through traffic. Pushes the pile ahead for about 2 to the 27. Reeves the tackle. Bradwell lost his helmet, so he'll have to come out for a play. Amari Jones will replace him for Tulane as the feature running back here. Nico Sawtell out injured. Colin McGee, team's leading tackler for USF, suspended indefinitely after a sideline blow-up at Houston last week. McMillan hesitates. Ankalaw, sideline route incomplete.
That's good coverage by Mike Hampton, their sophomore corner, who's had an outstanding season. He comes into the game with 11 pass breakups, but he's been, to me, their most consistent coverage player, Mike Hampton. And he's a guy to keep an eye on in this conference for the next couple of years.
Tops the American Conference, 11 passes broken up and 13 defended. More the American, impressive. Third down here for Tulane. McMillan, three-step drop. Jones, the catch. Boyles has him, trying to wrap up. Get some help from teammates. That spot looks about a half-yard shy. Got to the 20. Gain of 7. What's Willie Fritz having in mind here, Corey?
He's going to go for it, I believe, and I think that was an excellent effort by a guy in Charles Jones II who's battled some injuries this year, but really come on strong. And again, pay attention to both he and number 46, Will Wallace. Now you've got the two tight ends in the game. You've got to make a decision on where you slide your defensive front. You see the defensive lineman moving around.
Big play, 4th down. Goffin, no, didn't get there. Greg Reeves met him immediately in the backfield and sends him backwards, and USF a turnover on downs, loss of 1. And that's exactly what the Bulls needed. Down 27-3, Reeves and the defense stands tall. Bulls ball when we return.
Anytime you have a good 4th down stop, defensive lineman come into play. Watch number 93, Tyrone Barber, and then number 4 right here, Greg Reeves. So as Barber holds a double team, Reeves says, guess what? I can shoot the gap now. He goes inside, gets low, and this guy was playing outside linebacker 2 weeks ago, Dave. And now he's moved to the inside linebacker position, and he has done a commendable job today. Greg Reeves, he's played pretty well. I think he's had his moments. They've run for a lot of yards, but it's tough making that move to an inside linebacker position.
All right, Barnett and the offense back in the field here. 1st down. Not much. Another loss for Johnny Ford.
It looks like Robert Kennedy is starting to get into a little bit of a rhythm. He's a tough guy to block. He's been very productive in his final campaign. He's battled some injuries, but he's been a force up front and a leader. When we talk to their defensive staff and we talk to Willie Fritz, he's been a leader for this team.
2nd down, play fake, Barnett. Time, sets, throws, clear above the catch. Bumped out of bounds by Jalen Monroe, the sophomore from Mesquite, Texas. Run game has been slowed. Talked about the 3rd down conversion trouble in this game for USF. 0 for 7. Combination to me, it looks like. Barnett hasn't been comfortable, hasn't been confident. And Tulane's done a great job scheming the shutdown. 3rd down. Carry for Ford. Zachary Harris has the play, but it is going to be a 1st down. And something USF desperately needed, Chip.
What I want you to do is, if you can watch that last play again, or even if you just think about what you just saw. You saw a defensive line holding the line of scrimmage. There was no movement by the USF offensive line. And you're going to take a look at it right here. Now look at all these guys. They're moving them backwards. That allows Harris to come downhill. So even though they got the 1st down, I still look at that as a win for the Tulane defense.
First 3rd down conversion of the day. So, change move finally for USF. Here comes the pressure with a flag down. DeAndre Williams, the nose tackle for Tulane, with a sack. There is a flag down in the backfield. Let's check it out.
I think you kind of see what I'm saying, though, Dave.
Holding coming against the Bulls. I sure do. Stout defensively, Chave, all day for Tulane.
Holding. Offense, number 77. Penalties declined. 2nd down.
And you know, Dave, this is a guy that I asked the coach about. There he goes. This guy's Marcus Norman. He was a 2nd team All-AC selection a year ago. And look at that move by Patrick Johnson. That's a chop down move. And he has to grab around his arm to try to get him to the ground. And I thought Norman had his share of issues on the video I watched prior to this game.
First sack of the year for Williams. Play fake. Barnett coming off the 5-yard loss. Fires to McCants. Barge and P.J. Hall have to stop. So 3rd down coming up here. Can they convert their 2nd 3rd down try of the entire game?
Well, you got to think he's probably going to be looking up near the top of the screen because he's got a tight end in the slot down there at the bottom.
Clock right, feature back, play fake, throw, Clairvaux the catch. Spinning on Monroe. After a tough first half for USF with drops. Better start to the 2nd, Stanley Clairvaux.
Well, he did a pretty good job last week, I thought, of coming back to the ball. Now, he had one drop outside the numbers in their 2-minute drill, but he made some tough catches last week, and the coaches describe him as dependable.
Play fake, Cronkite, catch McCants. He's caught right away and sent backwards and tackled. Donnie Lewis, Dave loves him on film. We've seen a lot of Donnie over the last couple of years, Corey. You like him as a possible NFL player?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you look at this Tulane team, Harry Nickerson, another guy we covered, he's in the NFL. They've had several other guys, Lorenzo Doss. He's the latest in line to go to the NFL. We did a game last year, Dave, where he had 6 pass breakups in one game. So that says a lot about a player's activity.
Second down. Barnett. Brought in. Clairvaux the catch. Monroe wrestles him down. Another nice pickup on the sideline route. Barnett gaining some confidence. Zips that in a perfect location.
Long throw and pretty good anticipation. Throws it to his outside shoulder and allows the size mismatch. You got a guy 6'3" going against a 5'9" corner. Take advantage of that matchup. Good job by Barnett.
First down, best drive of the game here for USF. Play fake, Barnett scrambling, throws on the move. Caught at the 30-yard line. And USF trying to get things going here offensively. I don't think Zion Roll with a true freshman with the grab. Gain of 12.
There won't be any quit in this USF football team.
First down again. Cronkite at the middle breaks a tackle. Jordan Cronkite. An impressive run. Stopped by Lawrence Graham. Gain of 7. Bulls go fast.
And they've got to. I mean, it's a 3-score game. They can 3 two-point conversions along with 3 touchdowns can tie it. But they've got to have a fast pace.
Second down. Barnett will throw behind Clairvaux. And incomplete near the 10 with Monroe on coverage. He was open on slant.
Yeah, he was. He gets inside. There's the size mismatch. You got to throw that to his front shoulder. Poor throw. Now, maybe you can argue that he's trying to keep him away from the hit by Tyrese Barge in the middle of the field. But the bottom line is you've got to do a better job of leading him on that slant once he wins. So some of it's been on the receivers and some has been on Barnett.
12 play on USF's best drive of the game. Third down. Barnett. Time. Solomon. Intercepted by Zachary Harris. The one-handed pick on the tip. What a play by Harris of Tulane. Well-delivered ball by Barnett. Solomon couldn't bring it in. It comes to Harris, athletic pick. Tulane football, the sudden change. He's going to get the turnover beat, Jake.
We just talked about location. And that time it was just excellent coverage by Monroe. And the wizardry of somebody with the wave surfing in Harris.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Best Western Hotels and Resorts. Go get rewarded with Best Western. By Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. By Ace, the helpful place. And by Humana.
USF legend JPP, 16.5 tackles for loss. 2009 first-team All-American for Jim Leavitt. 15th overall pick by the Giants in the 2010 draft. Won a Super Bowl, 2-time Pro Bowler. And a current member of the Bucs with a 6-game sack streak playing in this stadium. Moments ago, Harris, Solomon, Zachary Harris, big pick, Jake.
Well, I think going into the game, one thing you know about Tulane's defense, they were tied for 10th in the country with 41 pass breakups. That leads to tip balls. And you've got to be able to take advantage of those tips and overthrows as linebackers and safeties.
On first down. Big run, Bradwell. Here he goes. There is Bradwell. Will take this one to the house for Tulane. Touchdown, Green Wave. It could be the knockout punch for the visitors today. 73 yards. Wow. PAT from Eric Glover. Signature win for Willie Fritz, and Tulane is within their grasp after Darius Bradwell runs it in from 73. First the pick for Zachary Harris. And then Bradwell loose. No bull's gonna catch him. All the way to the end zone for a Tulane touchdown. Darius Bradwell, redshirt junior from Tallahassee, Florida. Tulane's leading rusher here in Tampa, Florida. Getting loose. And a major breakdown offensively. Dauphine and Bradwell both 100+ here today. Now we got a long way to go. Tulane is making this look easy today. Hoping for their first ever win, program history over USF. This score is a shocker. Block kicks off. Bentley Sanders watches that sail to the end zone for a touchback.
Well, Dave, we've talked all day about Greg Reeves at linebacker. Here's Reeves. He's number 4. And we wonder sometimes about what this motion does to a linebacker. It allows a double team to get up to Reeves, and it gets him out of position. Just that brief indecision when you have that motion. That's why these coaches do it. They don't run the motion always to hand it off to the wide receiver. Sometimes it's that false step by the linebacker that allows, in this case, John LeGlue to get up to the second level and open up that hole along with Corey Dublin. And there's nobody there in the middle of the defense.
Blake Barnett throws on first down. Rasheed Bronson has a catch. Bagged out of bounds by Tyrese Barge. Physical play for Tulane defensively. Gain of 9. Last time Tulane had 200+ yard rushers. 2016 game at Tulsa. Josh Round's Dontrell Hilliard went over 100. Repeating the feat today. Ford getting loose with a flag down the backfield. Johnny Ford. Donnie Lewis pushes him out of bounds. Gain of 11 if it stands.
And that's going to be on number 55.
Holding. Offense, number 55. 10-yard penalty, second down.
Senior from Sarasota.
He's a long player. I mean, a former defensive lineman. Had 14 sacks as a senior in high school. I think he gets a little bit over-aggressive at times. We talked with Sterling Gilbert, their offensive coordinator, about that, and he felt like he's played well for him this season.
Second down, Barnett. Progression, hits McCants. Sparks got there first, so Lewis tighter to Cants. Breaks the tackle, and shut up out of bounds by Marvin Moody. Cants a rib injury last week in that loss at Houston. Couldn't finish the game. They look shaken up here. Didn't think they'd get a full game out of McCants today. Here's third down, sideline route. This one brought in. Antoine the catch. Roderick Teamer makes the play defensively. Lane with the chains do move. Gain of 7. First down category is fairly even. Pump fake, could be a double move here. Barnett throws over the middle and incomplete with a flag down. Several flags fly from all directions. Zion Rowland, the intended receiver, we could have a pass interference here. Might be a single game record for flags thrown. Several officials in agreement. Anthony Calabrese, our referee tonight in the American Conference.
Holding. Defense, number 1. 10-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
It's Donnie Lewis, you're from Baton Rouge.
You got to take some shots at some point, though, down the field. It's one of the things that we thought was a key for USF today. I haven't seen a lot of shots down the field.
Wait fake. Here's Barnett. Brought in. Lexington Bronson. A big pickup. Marvin Moody runs him out of bounds for Tulane. Gain of 25 on a first down for the Bulls.
They don't mind that. They've been tackling the catch all afternoon, so they're going to give you those types of catches. As long as they can tackle, they feel comfortable. Jack Curtis in this defense.
So it's first down. Barnett throws again. McCants back in the game. This one's incomplete. Lewis back on the field. Break up a timer to McCants. He does not look 100%.
Yeah, when you're a little bit of a bigger receiver and you have a rib injury, your breathing is very important as a receiver because you don't want to have much waste motion to give away indicators to the defensive back.
Second down. Cronkrite up the middle. Zachary Harris meets him along with Jeffrey Johnson. Now they send it backwards. Picks up a couple. Tyler McCants, we talked about Chamberlain in the broadcast, 240 pounds, one of the heaviest designated by position receivers nationally.
Yeah, he
Big
is.
guy.
He really is. And I think for him, again, it's about being able to do what he's doing, aligning in the slot. He's really more of a fullback kind of build.
Third down. Sideline route for 4. Lunges, bobbles, and it's incomplete. Patrick Johnson on coverage. Take a look, Court.
Yeah, I thought he was out of bounds there. Yeah.
Fourth down. And USF down by so many points in this game. No choice but for it.
That was excellent coverage on that last play by Patrick Johnson. They had him isolated on their quickest running back, and he's their best pass rusher. And here it looks like they're playing some zone.
Fourth down. USF's got to have this one. Barnett fires with a flag down. Jannard Phillips has the catch. It will be a first down, but there's a marker down on the field at the 24. It's a big call. Let's check it out.
It's in the backfield, and this time it might be against Tulane.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Defense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
So it's down for USF.
They have been on down at the bottom. Donnie Lewis getting a little bit high with his jam against Solomon. Yeah. Excellent shot by our crew. I don't even know how they caught that. Down low camera doing a good job.
So first and goal, last minute of the third. Barnett, mesh play, 4, gets physical, and so touchdown USF. Johnny Ford from 5 yards out. And finally, the high-scoring Bulls have a touchdown today against the Green Wave defense.
It was important to get that score before the end of the third quarter.
PAT blocked. Kobe Weiss. This could be returned for 2 for Tulane. And out of bounds down the sideline was Jalen Monroe. On the PAT struggle for USF, 34-9 game.
I mean, he went right in between the left tackle and the left wing. I mean, right in between, right here. He goes right in between the left tackle and the left wing.
Robert Tamer.
Yeah, we talked about earlier in the broadcast in terms of just his overall athletic ability. And
take a look at the college football playoff poll powered by Ram Trucks. First poll came out last Tuesday night. Alabama, LSU. It's a showdown. 80 on CBS. Only 2 hours away.
Who's your top 4?
Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, and UCF.
Wow. Okay.
UCF should be in the top 5, I believe. 21 wins in a row, Corey. Not getting the love they need from the committee. How about you, Chave?
Well, mine it mirrors yours. I take LSU out and I put Oklahoma in. You know, I shot their game a couple weeks ago against TCU, and I thought they have a very, very tough team to stop on offense.
Fair catch indicated for and made by Jones, so it's out to the 25. So UCF did win Thursday night. Very tough game with Temple. 50 miles from here in Orlando. 13-0 last year. Beat Auburn in the Peach Bowl. 5-0 this year in the American Conference. Now only one team from the group of 5 will make the New Year's 6 Bowl, which is really just the New Year's 4 Bowl, right? Because the other 2 games are national semifinals. They're going to be left out of the party again because that's the way it is in college football these days. It's the haves, the have-nots. I don't think it's fair. I think the Knights deserve a shot in the playoffs. First down.
Yeah, Dave, and I think you make some good points because a lot of times you look at the group of 5, and it's really the group of 5.5 because you got about half of this conference with Cincinnati and UCF and USF, and today is not a good performance by them. But they've been a 10-win. Houston, you know, a lot of those teams have been on the national stages and have won those games. Who can forget Houston beating Florida State in the bowl game? We're not just talking about UCF beating Auburn. So there have been some performances, even the Fiesta Bowl a couple years back when UCF under George O'Leary beat Baylor.
They should be ranked a lot higher, number 12 in the poll, I think, for UCF. We'll see. That comes out Tuesday night.
That's the end of the third quarter.
You're watching College Football on CBS Sports Network, presented by the Home Depot. It's the visitors from New Orleans, way up today. All right, Chabe, let's check in again with our principal financial game plan.
Well, 10 runs of 10-plus yards, that says it all. A lot of those have been to the perimeter, several inside, multiple hats to the football. Well, you've had multiple people rushing the quarterback. We've seen the tip passes all day long. 3 20-plus yard passes. I thought it would be essential for USF to stretch the field. And then the gap in terms of being able to hold up gap to gap and rush defense. They haven't done it. And that's the reason why they're down by 25. Now 3 scores and 3-point conversions will not tie the game. So if you're Tulane, you want to just continue to run the football.
Starting the 4th. And to finish when it started here. That's the question. McMillan on the pitch. Alcala, the carry. Big pickup, first down. Cam Sample was hurt first quarter, Shane. That's a big loss. Had a walking boot on and a crutch we saw a moment ago. And Tulane certainly will get him back soon.
Well, he's an specimen. You know, he came into the game with 4.5 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. He'd be a big loss, but they've got a lot of other guys who've stepped up on that defensive side of the ball today. And right now, if you're USF and defensive coordinator Brian Jean-Marie, you've got to find a way to bring pressure into run blitzes to stop the run.
Off the 11-yard pitch play to Alcala. Dauphin carries and gets physical. Spins ahead to about the 41-yard. Natron Culpepper, sophomore from Miami, the put-down tackle for USF.
And he's been playing quite a bit today and getting some significant minutes.
Two single-digit losses last year for Charlie Strong in year 1 to Houston and UCF. Lost by 21 last week at Houston. This is a big struggle here tonight against Tulane. On second down, McMillan. The fake, the keep, gets hit pretty hard. Culpepper again. It's a gain of 1.
Well, he might be earning more things because those are types of hits. To be able to go back to the film room on Sunday morning and take a look at it. You up the opponent, really good job of really a form tap, keep your helmet up. ice through on contact, wrap with your arms. Excellent job, Culpepper, putting on a clinic in terms of form tackling for any kid to see.
New quarterback in the game here for Tulane. Left takes us Bradwell. Couple maybe third down, not be enough. First career snap. There's a handoff there to Bradwell. Stop.
And Dave, I want you to take a look at some of these guys on this punt team. Some of my favorite guys, Jeffrey Johnson and also Robert Kennedy. They're back there. Those are 325 pounds and 290 on the punt team. And they go down and they saved a touchdown a couple of weeks ago. Last week.
Line right. Makes it at about 3. Help win the game. The Golden Hurricanes. It's all Tulane against USF.
12 yards, 88. I mean, you could go play, I don't know, back when we were playing Mitch all day, like we would, you know, man, when we play Mitch, when you put many yards, the other team runs for 80 yards, you're going to have a blowout. Wow.
All the way back to 07 for back-to-back games after 6 round last at Tulsa. Unfamiliar territory for Blake. The QB passing the right sheet and feet. Has him by 1. Just going to stop him. Progress at about the 29. USF gains 6 play. Football left here tonight. Ball's explosive. Barnett trying to go in the right direction. Danger pass through traffic, makes a great catch. Concentration, Monroe. Offensive is hurting on the whole sideline.
Well, he's shown a lot of today. You talked about rib. That's one of the more painful injuries in football. Along with big toe, I think that toe injury, turf toe, is incredibly painful. But if you play with a red up, man, then you got to give him credit fighting through that. Look at his teammates. They don't going through that. And they're giving him a lot of props because he's being a leader.
Getting team down. Save him at last second catch to set up the field goal in the game. Toby West. Right fake. Sure, and got away from Harris. Roger, still on his feet, Blake Barnett, a great run. Got a first down for the most spectacular effort. Patrick Johnson finally, the track time, there is an injured Greenway, gain of 11. Robert Kennedy, senior defensive tackle for Tulane. As a player of the Green, we're coming to see it. Fritz coming this week. Much determination Robert is showing. Will make a big comeback, one injury career. Coach Fritz Jones, he was a lighter guy in high school, put on a lot of weight toward the end of his high school career in Indiana, and was overlooked by schools.
Yeah, he was, man. And you know, you know the kids have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder when they look like that. And at that high school that he was at, and some of the stuff that he did. Here he goes right here. But Dave, you make a great point. When he was at Bell Chase High School, 100 and 200 meter guy. So you see him rushing after the quarterback right here. There's a 100 and 200 meter guy, and he kind of trips over number 48, DeAndre Williams.
First down, Barnett, play fake again. He'll take a shot. Sideline route, and it's incomplete. Zion Rowland, the true freshman. A one-on-one battle. Incomplete with Jalen Monroe.
I think, you know, when Monroe and how he plays through the ball right here, I mean, it's that Roland has a little bit of height as well. Monroe, he's only a sophomore. He's shown up at the nickel spotlight within their schemes. Today he's been on the outside. I think he's played outstanding.
Step down. Here's Barnett. He'll throw again. Throw the catch. Throw the tackle. It's about 8-yard pickup for U.S. Into the fourth quarter.
Dave, one thing we've seen that's been apparent on film coming into the game and even today, if you give them room on the outside, Barnett will take it.
Cartwright has a carry. Nothing doing. Maybe a yard. By the marker. Certainly found territory for Charlie Strong and the Bulls here. No time to waste.
I think you got to run the ball right here and not take a chance, even though you've got these stacked looks on the outside throwing it.
Fourth and short. Barnett keeps. Barnett stood up. Zachary Harris. That spot doesn't look good. Let's see.
I'll tell you what, that was an excellent read by Zachary Harris. You won't find a better disciplined read regardless of whether it's a first down or not.
That measurement. Initial spot change, I thought he didn't get it. All right, let's take a look. We got a measurement right here.
You're going to see he does a good job of reading down on Graham. He comes out and it's one-on-one. It's him and Harris right there. It looks like it's about, really, Dave, what is that, the 32-yard line? Yeah. And here's the first down marker right there. And maybe that forward progress.
Let's take a look. First down. He got it. 5.5 to football. So the Bulls retain possession here. For Charlie Strong.
Yeah, but how much time do you have to continue to take? Jack Curtis, their defensive coordinator for Tulane, he's going to continue to give you room. And so if you're going to take the room or you're going to take the shot down here at the bottom against Lewis, you've got to take some shots.
Here's Barnett on first down. He'll do that to Solomon. Deep route. Darnell Solomon's got the catch. And he's got a touchdown for the Bulls. What a play by Solomon. Shaken up after the TD. 32 yards.
Well, it's one-on-one with NFL prospect Lewis, and he gets on top of him. And Lewis has had a tendency at times to panic in those situations. And, you know, sometimes his eyes really have gone back to the quarterback a tick late. This is a question now is whether or not he got...
I don't think he's in, Shane. I think he's going to be marked out at about the half-yard line. The football did not get to the pylon. His feet did, but the ball didn't.
It's a good call, Dave, because of that. If his feet hit the pylon and the ball's not there, then he's out of bounds.
Right, it's where the ball is.
So let's see where that...
Yeah, it's inside the pylon. I think it's going to be about the half-yard line. That's my prediction.
I think you're right.
Call the touchdown on the field. And this play is under review.
You're probably going to have to get another low-card angle of it from the camera angle of it to maybe you can see that one. Maybe that'll... That's a pretty good shot. Let's see where that ball is at.
Yeah, Lewis tackled out of bounds and kind of spun him away from the pylon. I don't think he's in.
I guess I got to determine where the ball's at as his left ankle.
It's in front of the pylon, though, right?
Yeah.
The runner was short of the goal line. The ball will be placed on the 1-yard line. First and goal.
Thank you, Corey.
Well, I got to give you credit.
I'll take it, man. Believe me. Great effort by Solomon. No touchdown. He was shaken up, so we hope Darnell's okay for USF being attended to by trainers. So it is first and goal for the Bulls.
Now you got to be thinking of your Sterling Gilbert, Dave, about the 2-point play after this score if you get it in. That's what you got to be thinking along those lines now.
Cartwright. Creature back. Second effort. Short. He got met in the hole right away. No gain officially for Jordan Cartwright that time. Solomon gets ready to come back in. USF goes right back at it here. Barnett keeps. Barnett. There's a flag down.
Got to make sure everybody was set.
I don't think he got it anyway. He was short.
You don't want to give up 5 yards here.
Offside. Defense, number 36. Penalties decline. Ruling on the field is a touchdown.
It is a touchdown for Barnett. No official on the field raised his arms that I saw it, Corey, but it's a TD regardless for Blake Barnett. He's in. And now, as Corey predicted, Sterling Gilbert, offensive coordinator, wants 2.
Yeah, but what do? Do you go with the sprint out to his right side? That's one possibility. It looks like they're going to go with multiple receivers on each side, 2 receivers on each side. So does that present the action for Barnett and Cronkite inside? That's the dilemma you're faced with if you're the Tulane defense and defensive coordinator Jack Curtis.
Bulls try for 2. 1 for 2 on the year.
Timeout.
Attempts.
Tulane.
And Tulane
Their first charge timeout.
I think they
9:26 to go in the 4th.
Yeah, I think they understand the importance of this 2-point conversion, because if you can stop this, then essentially the game is, it's game, set, match.
American Conference standings. Told you about UCF's win over Temple Thursday night to remain undefeated. USF 7-1 overall, trying to avoid the loss here. UConn's also coming up next on CBS Sports Network. Memphis, high-scoring game with ECU, a win today. And Cincinnati is pummeling Navy today at home. Desmond Ridder, we saw him last week at SMU, impressive freshman quarterback.
Yeah, he really was, and you know that they had the running game with Michael Warren II. Now we're going to get to this 2-point conversion. Could very well be the difference in terms of the final score.
Going for 2. Barnett throws. It's incomplete. Looks for McCants. Late flag comes in. Coverage from Hall. We could have pass interference here. Another crack at it for Blake Barnett and USF.
Holding. Defense, number 16. Half the distance to the goal. Retry.
Offensive holding on Hall.
I'm not sure he didn't lose his balance. Now, you could call defensive holding because he's on his back, but when you make that violent inside move like you did as McCants just did, sometimes you've got to be able to keep your balance, and I thought he lost it. So they get the call, and do you go back to that, or are you looking more down to the other side of the field?
Trying for 2. Shovel pitch. 4. Lunging. Didn't make it. Called down short.
The ruling on the field is the runner was short of the goal line.
And the conversion no good for USF to keep this a 34-15 game. James, let's check it out.
Well, look at Wright. I mean, that's an excellent play by Roderick Teamer. Actually, I'm sorry, that was Lawrence Cram. You got one-on-one coverage, and we talked about when Solomon step up. He does it on their best defensive back, and it sets up Barnett to finish battling to fight back.
Let's look at our top 25 scoreboard tonight, brought to you by Ace Hardware. Alabama LSU, it's coming up in about an hour, 32 minutes. Kickoff from Baton Rouge and Tiger Stadium, and you just know that Justin McMillan and Blake Barnett will be watching that game tonight. Tulane hopes that it's a happy flight home back to New Orleans. LSU transfer, and Barnett, of course, started his career at Alabama prior to the one-year run at Arizona State. Should have an onside attempt here. Jake Vibanetto. Hang on. The senior from Naples And the D3 transfer from John Carroll University is in to try this onside kick. No penalty there. A reset, try it again. Onside attempt. There's the big bounce. Puts out of bounds. And Tulane's going to get it. Tyron McCants with a flag down. Was the closest to it there for USF. Couple inches. He might have had a shot to grab that one and recover the onside kick for the Bulls. Check out the call.
Offsides, kicking team. It's a 5-yard penalty from where the ball went out of bounds, first down.
Green Wave ball.
And the offsides may very well have been against hands at the top of the screen. That's where they threw the flag on the line judge. It's kind of difficult. Don't even give yourselves a chance on that onside kick.
Short field from the 46 for Tulane. McMillan, hands off. Bradwell, a big kick up again. Darius Bradwell is upended. A big tackle in space, but a pickup of about 11 for Bradwell, and a first down for Tulane again.
Well, Dominique Briggs, number 52, he's following behind him, and they're continuing to change the gaps. And remember, we've talked with their coaches. It's difficult when you've got new linebackers in there. They miss Nico Sautel. And we talked with Coach John Marie yesterday, and he said, you know what? I had to go tell Nico, you know what, we do miss you. And they're hoping to get him back within a week. He's more of a factor than they expected at that linebacker position.
First down for the Green Wave. Mesh play. Bradwell again up the middle. Get about 1.5 yards on first down. Most importantly, keeps that clock rolling for Tulane. Sautel out.
You remember Augie Sanchez that used to play here, Dave?
Sure, all-time leading tackler USF history.
Yeah, he's got some similarities to him. Now, he's not quite on that level in terms of instincts, but he's probably a little bit faster, and he has some of the same type of range. And so it does hurt, although I think Reeves has done a commendable job today.
On second down, Bradwell stays busy. Takes on Mims. Runs him over, gets a couple more. Sets up third down here for the Green Wave. Gain of 3.
And the one thing that they have done too is they brought in Andrew Mims to play some linebacker, and he's right here. But right now, with it being third down and 6, you run the ball again if you're Tulane. Why? Because now you're at the point where they've got to almost start thinking about timeouts because of how many possessions it's going to take to win this game.
Robertson in motion. McMillan, some trouble. Josh Black from behind with a flag down. And a second flag flies from Anthony Calabrese, our referee today. Let's check out the call. Perhaps the last chance for USF here. Trying to get the ball back. And mount a ferocious rally. Ronnie Hoggins looks upset. Ryan Jean-Marie, defensive coordinator for the Bulls, watches on.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. However, we have 2 fouls on the play, 1 by each team. Holding. Offense, number 52. That penalty is declined. After the play, a late hit. Personal foul. Defense, number 55. It'll be first down, 15 yards from the end of the run.
So Josh Black. Let's take a look at this play, Corey, and try to sort this
here's
out.
where Black is at. The hole, if you want to look at the hole occurs right here with Briggs, but here's Black coming off the edge. You don't see much right here, and then now.
Boy, it looked like he was down to me. They do call this officially a fumble, and we'll see if we get a review
Well, you
on
can't
that.
really see where the personal foul from Black shows up from that angle.
So Pinckney gets a
ruling of
fumble
the fumble.
recovery, and USF gets it back. Okay, a review just happened a moment ago. A pretty wild play. Anthony Calabrese and his on-field officiating crew here confirming that there was, in fact, a fumble recovered by USF. Live, Corey, I didn't see the fumble. I thought that for sure McMillan was down, but review says it is a fumble called that way on the field.
Yeah, I mean, here's an unsportsmanlike conduct foul.
I'm not sure that deserves a flag.
Yeah, I didn't get that one. That threw me off completely, the unsportsmanlike, but the fumble, I could see that one.
All right, Bulls ball here. 7:10 to go in the fourth and a chance. Barnett, play fake. Steps up, throws. Caught shot at 25. Tyler McCann stays busy.
They got to speed it up, though. I mean, you don't have enough time to walk around. You got to be extremely fast now if you're USF, faster than ever.
Off the gain of 8, 2nd and 2. Barnett throws. Bronson, that may have been intended for Solomon. I see Bronson jumping. Solomon lunging. Neither got it, incomplete. Third down. Sands the carry. Has got someone first down for USF out to about the 31-yard line. Raymond Sands Jr. from Miami.
I'm just not sure you have enough time to even run it, though, Dave. I think at this point with just under 6:30 to go, you got to throw it every down.
Here's Barnett. Play action. It's incomplete. Looks for McCants. Teamer there on coverage. Willie Langham in the vicinity, too.
I mean, right here you've got a zone coverage. I mean, they're playing what you would call everybody has a quarter of the field, and Langham actually moves it over and drops it to Teamer.
Second down. Deep ball. It's incomplete. Clairvaux, intended receiver. Teamer there on coverage, and flags fly from all directions.
I don't understand that call. He turns around and tries to locate the football, and they still get him for the flag. They're probably saying he cut
Pass
him
interference.
off.
Defense, number 2. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So here's their isolation. It's a double move. He beats Monroe bad. And here comes over the top Teamer, and I think he turns around perfectly to look for the ball. And they're saying he cuts him off. I mean, they gotta let the defensive backs play, man. I mean, and that, to me, if you're gonna turn around and look for the ball and still get a flag, what can you do?
First down. Flags fly again. Solomon intended receiver. Lewis on coverage. We've got a lot of penalties in this game tonight.
These aren't good calls, though.
Pass interference. Offense, number 3. 15-yard penalty. First down.
There's Solomon, 9th penalty of the night against USF.
Let's see if Solomon actually grabs him right here. Let's see if he grabs him. He's blocking. He must not know it's a pass route. So, I mean, maybe they did get one right. And Lewis is like, you bet they got it right. I could have had an interception. I don't know. Solomon not running a route there confuses me, Dave. I mean,
First and 25. Barnett dancing away from traffic. Trying to hit his speedy running back, Johnny Ford. That ball's thrown well forward, running in the end zone easily.
I mean, you're exactly right, Dave. You got a one-on-one matchup against a linebacker in Moody who is athletic, But that route concept, they used that way early in the season. I saw them run that same route early in the season against ECU, and they ran it to Johnny Ford in that game, and he caught it for a 39-yard reception. So they're going all the way back, 4 or 5 games to pick up plays.
2nd and 25. Barnett lost the ball. Still loose. And Cartwright wisely able to look back behind him and find the loose change and jump on the ball that sat there for a while unattended.
I'm telling you right now, Patrick Johnson is having his way on the left side against a guy I believe that is really a little bit overmatched right now in terms of Eric Mays, a good football player, but Johnson is a budding star for this Tulane team, their best pass rusher. Heck, we even saw him cover a running back earlier in the game.
So it's 3rd down. Barnett fires over the middle. Rasheen Brunson the catch. P.J. Hall the stop. He got out to the 40. Out of it back to the original line of scrimmage. So a long way to go here on 4th down for the Bulls. Gain of 15.
You don't have enough time, though. You got to speed up. Even though it's 4th down, you got to speed up and get right back at the line of scrimmage.
Bulls need it desperately. Barnett flushed. Throws the deep ball, and it's incomplete. Roderick Teamer, the breakup at the 25-yard line. Devontrae Dukes, sophomore from Tampa, intended receiver for Blake Barnett, but it does not work out again for the Bulls. It's the story of the game. Tulane's defense.
College football on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Go RVing. Find your away. Go RVing. By Principal. Investments, retirement, insurance. We can help you plan for that. And by Acura. Precision crafted performance.
4th quarter, less than 5 minutes standing between Tulane and an impressive road win over 7-1 USF. Dave Ryan, Corey Chavis on the call from here in Tampa. We call the first ever Tulane game in the American Conference a heartbreaking OT loss at Tulsa. 3-2. This could be their record in the American for the first time since joining the league if they can hang on here tonight.
Yeah, and guess what? 3-2 will be the same record for USF. So I know a lot of times what happens is people look at the record overall, and there's a lot of different things that go into that record overall. How did you schedule? When did you play certain teams? But at this time of year in November, this date is where you have to be peaking. And remember, for Willie Fritz, he coached at Sam Houston State. They're getting ready in a couple of weeks for playoffs when he's at Sam Houston State year in and year out. He's a 2011 FCS Coach of the Year. So this is a guy who's gotten it done even at Georgia Southern, Sun Belt Coach of the Year down there. He's a pretty good coach too.
Enormous win if they hang on here tonight at Tampa. Hutterson featured back. Stephon Hutterson navigates. Knocked down at about the 36-yard line. 10 times since 2016, Tulane has lost by 7 points or less after their heartbreaker this year against SMU. It's a game they should have had.
Yeah,
for sure. It was in the bag.
Timeout.
1:06 left.
USF.
Crochet got loose on a long touchdown pass from Van Hicks. Blake Barnett. Tough night for USF. Charles Strong, USF, serious trouble tonight. Hoping to avoid a second straight loss. It'll be first 2-game losing streak in his tenure here in Tampa. Hutterson, carry, breaks a tackle. Stephon Hutterson, a big pickup. Determination and great running. Bentley Sanders finally the tackle for the Bulls, gain of 23, first down.
Now, you talked about the upcoming schedule. Now, you're going to take a look inside, and it's going to be the same thing again. You're getting a couple of good double teams, and you get a missed tackle, and that missed tackle allows Hutterson to get away. And Brown is the one who missed the tackle, and there's Culpepper finishing it up. But they got to take on some cold weather. They got some cold weather games coming up, USF, against some other good running backs. And, man, they play Temple, I believe, next, right?
At Cincinnati next, at Temple, then UCF. The Sunshine State rivalry. Hutterson carries here on first down, and pushes the pile forward to about the 11. And second down coming up.
Well, I mean, you got to play Michael Warren the second. We know what he can do as
he
a
had a
runner.
huge game against Navy today. Boy, they just absolutely slammed the mids. Tampa's really good. And UCF, well, that story's been told. Ryan Jean Marie and the defense back to the drawing board, Chave.
Well, Raquel Armstead may be the most underrated running back in the conference. And here we go right here. 352 yards rushing. I mean, it's hard to get the circle around the number. It's so big.
Second down. Jones through traffic. There's Vincent Jackson on top of the pile offensively for USF. He stopped shy of the marker. Got to about the 7, picks up 4, but moves more clock for Tulane.
Yeah, it does. And if you're Charlie Strong, who built his reputation on defense, we talked to him. The players that he had at South Carolina, and guys like Kalimba Edwards and John Abraham and Sheldon Brown. I mean, that was one of the best defenses in the SEC when he worked with Lou Holtz. He took that to Florida, and it was even interim head coach there temporarily. He's known for his defense. They did it at Louisville. He's had a lot of players go on to the next level. He prides himself on the defensive side of the ball.
Third down. Amari Jones is loose. End zone touchdown, Tulane. Exclamation point on the road win for the Green Wave. The true freshman from Frisco, Texas, from 7 yards out. And Tulane's going to win this game in Tampa tonight.
Here are the guys to take a look at, those 3 guys. And they're bringing in Tyler Johnson. He makes a block. Then on the other side, you got Briggs. You bring in Knighton, number 69. He makes a block. They're trading linemen, and the running backs are trading scores.
Merrick Glover, that was blocked, and it's still good. (41-15). Coming up next, another American Conference matchup. UConn takes on Tulsa, followed by a Mount West game between Fresno State and UNLV right here on CBS Sports Network. Now, Fresno State, number 23 in the college football playoff bowl change this week. If UCF were to lose, the only other 5 team ranked right now is Fresno State, and that is a talented team for Jeff Temple.
Well, they are a talented team. You see the record, the 1-1 record against Power 5 teams. Now the UCLA victory, UCLA is probably better than their record would indicate. This is a team with Marcus McMarion and also a guy in Keyshawn Johnson that I believe has enough with that defense to do a lot, you know, moving forward. And I think they're the favorites to win the conference by far.
Right now in New Orleans, they're celebrating. Because Amari Jones, talented young freshman, and we talked about the run game being so critical. Entering play tonight for Doug Roos, offensive coordinator. They'll shoot up real estate all night long on USF. Glover kicks off. It's a squib. Sanders has it on the move. Brantley Sanders is stopped. Flag down.
Let me ask you something, though, Dave, as we get this penalty sorted out, though. If you came into a game and the team was giving up 234 yards a game rushing, would you run the ball?
Absolutely.
During the return.
A lot.
Illegal block in the back. Return team, number 11. It's a 10-yard penalty. First down.
Tulane's ground game, Chave. Wow. That's all I can say. Wow. Tonight.
Well, I mean, again, there's a lot of names up front. You got Corey Dublin. You see Will Wallace. This is the block he made early in the game. That block opened up this touchdown. Here's Dauphine in the open field. And then you see another good block by Wallace. Well, this right here is just an inside block that opened it up for Bradwell. And that block actually was made by Corey Dublin. They've had a lot of good efforts up front, and the running backs have run hard.
Third most since the 90s. Bradwell 134, Dauphine 120. 5 rushing touchdowns in the game today. That's something else. Incredible production. Bernard Phillips has the catch for USF.
And Dave, you remember when we were doing a lot of Sterling Gilbert's games at Tulsa, and even if you watch him, we let this play go by, at Eastern Illinois.
First down. Pass over the middle. Catch for Rasheed Bronson near midfield. Had a pretty good QB, didn't he, named Jimmy Garoppolo?
He did, and what I was about to say was that those places, you saw more of an extension of the field. Even when you watch Gilbert and Garoppolo throwing to Eric Laura, it was a lot more of an extension of the field than this.
First down, McClareville can't make that catch. A drop on the sticks route with 1:13 to go here in the fourth quarter.
So I think that's the next step for this offense. If you're going to get into these games where you get behind early and they give you these soft passes in front, because that's what you've seen all game. They play off, they throw the ball, and then you come up and get a tackle. You got to take more shots if you're Barnett in this offense.
Second down. Blake Barnett steps into that throw, deflected and incomplete. D'Angelo Antoine, the intended receiver. All right, spin this ahead now, Jay. 4 wins, it looks like, for Tulane. It's all about making a bowl game. Right. Gut-wrenching, heartbreaking end of last year at SMU on the no touchdown from Jonathan Banks. So, a win here tonight. Home to ECU, at Houston, home to Navy to finish the regular season.
Well, I think the most important game is the next in this case.
Throw it down, here's Barnett. Scrambling, Blake Barnett slides. Lost the ball at the end of the run, but called down, and then a flag comes in. A second flag is down as well. At least 2 calls. Here, let's see. Might be a late hit. Unnecessary roughness call after Barnett gave himself up to slide. Let's find out. Willie Fritz won 4 in his first season, 5 last year, got a contract extension.
Well, clearly he has the program going in the right direction, and I think they're recruiting pretty well. Some of the players they're getting in here.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Holding, offense number 55. That's a 10-yard penalty. And after the play, personal foul, late hit, defense. It's a 15-yard penalty. It's going to result in a first down.
It was a late hit against Barnett.
They're going to probably get number 78, Devon Wright, with the late hit over the top.
Tough one, Jay. I mean, he had just gone to the slide. It's
I don't agree with that call.
I don't either.
And yeah, when you're 300 pounds running full speed,
How can you stop that quickly?
Yeah.
Here's first down. They'll throw and catch made near the sideline. Clairvaux has the grab. 40 seconds and counting. Clock moves. No timeouts for USF. It's a gain of 8. Here's Barnett. He'll throw. Catch made Jernard Phillips. Less than half a minute remaining.
And how many points did ECU put up today? That's their next game, right? In terms of Tulane, Dave, is that right?
Yep.
And they put up 42 today against Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
So remember something though, as we see this, another one of those deep comebacks. But remember, they beat Memphis pretty good. Tulane. A lot of people kind of take that for granted. I think that said a lot about their team this year, because Memphis, I think, has a pretty good football team, a pretty talented football team with a good head coach.
Here's Barnett, final moments, in some trouble, and sacked again, Patrick Johnson.
That's the end of the fourth quarter.
Wrapping up a huge game defensively for Tulane. Signature win, Willie Fritz as coach of the Green Wave. In the American Conference, Tulane at 4-5 overall, now 3-2 in the American, behind Houston, hoping for a bowl game this year. For Corey Chavis, the entire crew, it's Dave Ryan saying so long from Tampa. It's been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. After a short break, our great day of college football continues with UConn and Tulsa in the American Conference. So long from Tampa, Florida. Thanks for watching. Huge win for Tulane. 4-5 now on the season.